All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're doing something a little different. We're going to be looking at
Yeah.
a story about maybe something a little supernatural.
Ooh,
So
good
this is
yeah.
from an online anecdote,
Right.
and as always, we're not here to say whether these things are true or not.
Of course not.
But it's an interesting story, and I think kind of delving into why it is so interesting will be fun.
Yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. And I think, as we're going through this too, I think it's good to just sort of like put on the table, whether or not it's real or not, doesn't really change the impact of the story. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if it's a really well told story that is scary, even if it's not real, it's still a scary story. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
So yeah, let's jump into it.
okay.
So this is the story of a young boy named Sebastian.
Okay.
And Sebastian, when he was 4 or 5 years old,
Okay.
claimed to have encountered an entity which he referred to as La Señora de los Besitos,
What does that mean?
which translates to the Lady of Kisses.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
creepy, especially for a 4 or 5-year-old.
Yeah, and one of the reasons he called her that is because he said she gives kisses.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, so that's kind of, I mean, just that right there is
Yeah.
enough to kind of like make you wonder, like,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
Yeah, well, and especially at that age, like I was saying, it's really hard to distinguish, what's real and what's not real, and especially when it comes to things that go bump in the night, like
Yeah.
all kids are afraid of the dark, I think, to some degree or another,
Well,
and
yeah, because you don't know what's out there.
you don't know what's out there, and your imagination can really run wild and fill in those gaps.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it wouldn't surprise me if, this kid just sort of like, his mind was filling in some gaps there.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
His parents never told him about this lady.
Mm.
Like they had never made up this story or anything.
So this was something that he just conjured up
Yeah.
entirely on his own.
They were both like freaked out when he started talking about this.
Yeah, that would freak me out too.
And get this.
Okay.
The mother, when they moved into the house,
Yeah.
she found Catholic imagery behind every door.
No way! Like what, crucifixes?
Crucifixes, holy water fonts,
Oh my God.
all this stuff.
So they were already like warding off something.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, if the previous tenants had experienced something similar.
Right, right. Or if they just, I don't know enough about, the Catholic faith to know if that's like a common practice or not. But like you were saying, it's definitely a way to ward off, negative energy or or evil spirits or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And it definitely adds like another layer to this whole thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But anyway, so Sebastian's seeing this lady of kisses.
Right.
He's saying that she gives kisses.
Uh-huh.
And later on when he's asked about it
Yeah.
again, he confirms like, yeah, she did give kisses.
Like, did he say what that entailed?
He didn't elaborate on that part, but it just adds to the creepiness.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And on top of all that,
Yeah.
Sebastian was especially afraid of the bathroom,
Hmm.
which is where he claimed to see the lady.
Well, yeah, I mean, bathrooms are scary anyway.
Well, yeah, and there's something about bathrooms and mirrors in particular that's like associated with the supernatural.
Yeah, there's a lot of folklore and, pop culture references to, like Bloody Mary and, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it's probably because, bathrooms are usually kind of dark and, there's mirrors and you're alone and you're vulnerable. I mean, there's just something inherently creepy about bathrooms, I think.
So we're left with all these unanswered questions, right?
Yeah.
Like, did Sebastian ever see the lady again?
Right.
Did anything else weird happen in that house?
Yeah.
What became of the family?
Right. Like what happened?
We don't know.
We don't know, but it's fun to think about,
It is. And it makes you think, like, what do you make of all this?
I mean, my personal opinion is that, there's probably a very like reasonable explanation for it.
Okay.
Like maybe the kid was just, having nightmares or something like that. But I don't know, it's fun to think about the possibility that maybe there was something else going on there.
Yeah.
Like what if there really was a Lady of Kisses, Like that's a creepy thought.
Yeah. And even if we dismiss the supernatural element,
Right.
it still highlights how our homes can hold these like really strong memories.
Yeah.
And how sometimes those memories can kind of like blur the line between what's real and what's imagined.
Absolutely. And I think, a lot of people have had experiences like that, where you you think you see something, or you hear a noise, and you're not sure if it was real or not.
Oh, yeah.
And I think those kinds of experiences are really what make ghost stories so compelling.
For sure so.
Yeah.
The next time you're home alone
Yeah.
and you hear a noise,
Mm-hmm.
or you think you see something out of the corner of your eye,
Yeah.
maybe, just maybe, it's more than just the wind.
All right. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive, and we'll
Yeah.
see you next time.
See ya.